Alrighty, I just wanted to go through my three favorite indicators. Well, I have so many, but these are my kind of top grouping that I like. And then I'm going to go over the ACE at the end. So basically, as you all know, I'm a Gann trader. And what do we do at Gann levels is the main question I ask myself. So I updated my Gann levels, I should say, and it's pretty cool. So when they're highlighted, they're really, it's kind of like a concrete wall that you want to be long at, but in between kind of these concrete levels, you can still use the green levels. And really what you're doing is you're not really trading using the orange as a trigger. Really, I mean, you could. As you can see, earlier this morning, it was kind of bouncing up and down in between the mid-level and then the Gann. My preference actually is to take trades when it's above so basically, your first take profit. So if you're long at the green, your first take profit's here. You can see right from the open, I mean, just shot straight up. And actually today, mid-level did pretty well. But really, if you're using the green, or I should say the kind of the blue, like all these take profit, you're long, take profit, long, take profit, long, take profit. I mean, almost all day long, take profit. In this case, you actually could do a mid-level to take profit there. Then you're back to green, blue, take profit. I mean, it's almost all day. It's just an awesome ping pong day. And then, of course, the overall trend, as you can see, you have this 1, 2, 3 complex retracement right as mid-level, and then this beautiful push above the blue, and another blue to mid-level, and then you have this break. There was really no reason to go short there, obviously, but you have, look at this, and then another one, green or blue to mid-level. It's crazy. Another one. Let's see that. Yeah, another one. Even another one. Another one. I mean, it's crazy. I mean, it's just never ending, right? So what a crazy day for NQ. So that's just kind of the concept, right? Without throwing anything else on there, is that you kind of have your trigger candle when it's going above, and not that you're going to be 100% with it. I mean, obviously, right? Sometimes it will snap below. If you go long here, you can see kind of right this time frame. Let's say you went long here at 157. It came all the way down to 144. So I'm not saying you don't get snagged on occasion. Ideally, if you're trading the right size, you can go long here with your stop here. But I think depending on how you're sizing up, really if you're sizing up properly. And again, here, let's see, you're not really long here. So you're long here, take profit. I mean, yeah. Anyway, so it's really good stuff. And then I do layer it on with the scalper, so it just gives you some more trigger points to use, so you can see how good. It's 100. Your good chance here. They're all done by scale. You can even look back on tomorrow or yesterday, right? So yeah, some nice sales at the Gann levels, and then like any indicator, it's gonna struggle a little bit when it starts chopping. That's pretty typical. But then you can see during London, some nice signals there. Then you got a little choppy pre-market, pretty ugly, really. So honestly, sometimes it's nice just to clean the chart up a little bit pre-market. And if you space it out, it's not too bad, right? If you're just playing, especially if you're really taking trades when price is at the level. So, and I'm talking only the blues. So, there's really no, this is at the mid, like there's a trade there, that's a winner, right? That's, let's say that's a mid-level. So there's no trade there. This is where, here you go, kind of a fake out, right? So it's going to happen. Good example here. So let's say, you go long or short this level, you think you're good, right? And then it whips right back up, so you do take a small loss on that one. And then if you went back long, it didn't quite. Well, there you actually you did get your full Gann to mid level. And then here in this case, right before the open, you did get a Gann to mid level, full profit there. Another one that's a full profit there. So I mean, and then you can see where this is, I guess, is the case I was talking about. Another one, right? So this is before. This is actually before the open. So long, and then look at that, it comes right back down. So that's definitely a loss there, right? But look at this nice long win. So overall, I mean, if you follow, and especially if you go back to, if you use the scalper, there's no signal there. It's just you're going off of a candle close above the blue, so level. So, but just in theory, I like to use the Ganns as my point. And again, it actually is a winner because technically, if you're long here, ideally that's pretty far, but kind of like if your stop was that's actually pretty far actually. So 69. I guess in the ideal world, your stop would be here if you could stomach that, but that's a long ways. Otherwise, you could just use, let's see if they get stopped out. I'm just curious if you had your stop kind of below, in there right here, right in this area here, probably get stopped out. But this is again, I'm just playing advocate on my own. Just so you look at that, so you would get stopped out even if you were pretty much almost to the tick though. So, and that's likely because they know where a lot of orders are. But either case, big deal if you were stopped out there on a long. That's trading, right? You're not going to get 100%, and then all of a sudden you're going to go on a big win streak doing this, and really just monster day. So then, if you don't like the scalper, you can use the king decree. So that's again all these buys. It's obviously a strong trend day. You do get a sell. I think he has a following enough that I don't really take sells right into the Gann, but and then in fact even this short we really wouldn't be validated for me. It'd have to be up, kind of doing a double top at this Gann level for it to be a really good short. Now in this case, you do get a Gann to mid level, so there was a way to scalp that a little bit, but probably not your best bet if you're trying to short the market. And you can see how it just bounces off that mid level, like just perfect. So I do have these three, and you can layer them on, so it gives you kind of like a roadmap per se. Again, mainly, I'm zeroing in again on the Gann levels themselves as kind of my main thing, but it is nice to have some other, I guess, confirmation, because a lot of times if you wait for this candle close, if you're waiting for the candle close, well, you already missed kind of like the bulk of the game. Well, actually, in this case, so because again, I don't like to be long at the mid level per se. So if you're long here, getting your first ticket profit there, so you can see how you'd be using the triggers to help you navigate when to be long. So yeah, some pretty cool stuff there. And then the ace is interesting. It really has nothing to do with Gann or anything that I'm doing. I just wanted to create something different for fun, and you can see how it's pretty. You really have to play with opacity a little bit because it's a little crazy on that end. But you can, quick change. You can just bump these up a little bit to get the opacity down a little bit. Not too tough to do that. And this is basically a FNG indicator, honestly. So you can see how good it is. It's pretty cool though. It's going to actually, we can kind of go to the what it is all about basically. So it's basically a Apex Confluent engine. So it has this professional grade framework. So it's designed to find these high probability A+ setups. Again, it's all about high time frame, right? So, and then it's where the institutions are likely active. So it's pretty cool tool there. You can read more about it, and I made this free. So this this indicator is open. I didn't share this, the code, but it is, hopefully it doesn't get taken down. Um, I've tried to publish other scripts, and it gets banned for whatever reason. So I try to use the regular candles. Hopefully that helps. And it's all original code, so it shouldn't. I didn't piggyback off anybody. It's all my own concept based off the FMG stuff. So it's kind of my way of giving back a little bit. The trading community has been really good to me, and hopefully this will be used by traders if they like it. So it's kind of a cool indicator, though. Really, honestly, it has some really good signals. Honestly, got the HUD here. It's for easy display. You can kind of see. Man, lots of winners in it today. Got the nice king, candles. So yeah, definitely. Let me know, guys, what you think of this indicator. I put a lot of time into this one. Probably shouldn't be free, but whatever. It's kind of one of those. It's kind of fun to give back a little bit. Not always about taking money from people. So yeah, it's been an awesome trading week. You can see all these. Minus. All winners here. The only loser, these two would be, obviously you're going into some resistance, but then you're back, winning. All these are just killer signals. Right? Pretty amazing. Right at the open, straight up. It's kind of cool. It didn't have you fade one, didn't have you fade it. I think that's pretty cool. Obviously a little choppy pre-market. Again, I think I showed you earlier. It did a pretty good job there. And the reason why it's kind of, obviously this is in range, so it gets kind of, as we're in consolidation, it gets a little bunched up a little bit, and then it starts spreading out more. Hence, when the market moves, right, it creates these gaps, right? We all know about that. So that's why it's quite like this, right? So trying to find those gaps. You can see again. Actually, this isn't too good over here. Okay, there. Decent scalp there. And that's okay, actually. That's not bad. It's not bad. I haven't really gone back in time too much of this. And those are all really good. This is all pre-market stuff. So let's go back. So yeah, that's actually really solid there. As the market's selling off. I remember that day. That was a good day for trading. Yeah, some good signals there. Good signals there. That one's tough, but a little bit okay there. And then all of a sudden you get major. I love how it catches this, honestly. I love it when these retracements like this, it catches. That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm actually very, this thing is pretty cool. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to share that with anyone that's interested. And yeah, definitely give me your feedback on this brand new ACE indicator. And then of course, with my kind of foundational with the Gann, you got some pretty cool. That's actually pretty cool. Actually, I should mix this with Gann. I didn't even think of that for some reason. Pretty good stuff actually with Gann levels actually. That looks pretty awesome. Minus the kind of the offset of the so we're right at a Gann level right here. So it's kind of cool how we're sitting here. Obviously the market is open, so a little bit 20 minutes ago or so. But yeah, good stuff. Anyway, thanks for your time. Take care.